Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing an easy recipe for chili beans in the crock pot and also an easy cornbread recipe. I love this chili. I make it every single Halloween night and I think you guys will like it too. Alright, so this is the box I'm going to use. It is Carrol Shelby's chili kit, and all it is, you guys, is in the box it comes with a packet of chili spices, masa, which is just corn flour, which is going to help thicken your chili, and then a little packet of ground cayenne pepper. That is all that it comes with. So I feel like this is an easy way to have homemade chili. It takes the guesswork out of it. It has all your spices there, your flour and cayenne pepper if you want it, and then of course you can add to it anything else that you want. I've been making this for years. My mom made it and this is so good, y'all. Like, I can't even stress enough. Just the chili spices, the combination they have in there is just perfect. It's just so good. So I find this pretty much at any store. Where do I find it with? I can't remember if it's with like the beans and stuff. I think it's near like where you would find like the Lipton onion soup mix, chicken bouillon, and that kind of thing. I think that's where I find the little kit. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be using today. It does have the directions on the back, pretty much exactly the way I'm going to be making it. It just says around 2 pounds of ground beef, which I'm going to be using turkey, and then it tells you how much water and then your tomato sauce you need to add, and then it even has some suggestions down here of things you can add or things you can, you know, top it on, that kind of thing. So this is what I'm going to be using. And it is so good. Okay, so first I'm just going to heat up a couple tablespoons of oil in my pan. I'm using avocado oil. That's what I have. And then to the pan, I'm just gonna add 2 pounds of ground turkey. You can obviously use ground beef or anything you want, but I'm just gonna be using ground turkey today. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start kind of breaking this up. And I'm also going to add in about 3/4 a cup of diced onion. Just going to add that right on in with it and brown this up as I'm kind of chopping it up. And you can leave the onion out. I've made this recipe plenty of times without onion and it is just as delicious. So if you're not a big onion fan, just go ahead and leave that part out. Alright, so once I have my turkey all brown with the onion, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my stove off and remove it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna add everything, my meat and my onions, right into a crock pot. And then to the crock pot, I'm also gonna add 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. And the back of that little chili kit does say to add that. Also gonna add in 2 cups of water. And then I'm going to also sprinkle in the chili spice packet. Just going to dump that in. You can see it already looks pretty thick. So I'm just going to give it a stir, make sure everything's nice and combined. And that's pretty much it. That's the hardest part anyway. Alright, so I got everything in my crock pot and I just programmed it for 3.5 hours on low. Also, I will mention you can do this on the stovetop in just a regular pot, and I would say at this point you would want to simmer your chili for about 30 minutes. Only 30 minutes to an hour is all it'll take on the stovetop. I just like to throw it in my crock pot, that way I kind of don't even have to worry about it the rest of the day. Just makes it super easy. Alright, so I have about 45 or 50 minutes left on the 3.5 hours that I timed it originally. So now I'm just going to go ahead and give it a stir and see it looks really good already. So now I'm just going to add in my 1 can of pinto beans. You could also use kidney beans or black beans, whatever your preference is. I like pinto beans because they're really soft. I'm just going to stir those in. You can see it looks pretty thick as it is. So if you were someone, you know, trying to follow low carb or anything like that, you wouldn't necessarily need to add in the masa or the corn flour. But I think I'm going to tonight. I think I am. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of that in. I may not add all of it. because it's pretty thick anyway. But I do like to add a little bit of water to mine because I like it a little bit, not soupy, but just a little bit more thin than this. I know that seems really weird to add in the flour and then the water, but it kind of bulks it up a little bit. I'm gonna add that in. You can kind of already tell how it's thickening it up. And I'm probably just gonna add in maybe a can of water. I'm gonna start with almost a can. Okay, I'm gonna give that a stir. This will thicken up as it cooks a little bit longer, so I'm just gonna let it cook the rest of the 45 minutes. We'll have some really good chili beans. And we'll add in some toppings and it will be delicious. And also I forgot to mention that I don't use my little cayenne packet. It's just too spicy for the kids and everything. If you like spicy foods, definitely add it in. It's definitely good that way, but I'm just choosing to leave it out. And also on the side, I'm gonna make a skillet of cornbread, and this is the cornmeal that I like to use. It's just the Martha White self-rising buttermilk cornmeal mix. You just heat up your iron skillet in the oven at 425. The directions on the back is super easy. I just followed this easy southern cornbread recipe. And I don't usually buy buttermilk or usually have it on hand. So I will just take some vinegar and add it into regular milk and you'll have buttermilk. So that's how I make it. Turns out really good. Alright, so the 3.5 hours is up and the chili beans are done. I'm just going to top mine with some shredded cheese, also some sour cream, and I was filling some chips on top of mine tonight. You could also dip this as well. It's going to be so good with the cornbread on the side. If you want to try this recipe, I will have it typed out below. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you do give this recipe a try. What a more perfect recipe for football season. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.